The cost of performing Hajj for residents of Ethiopia's Somali regional state has skyrocketed this year, nearly doubling compared to 2024, as the Ethiopian birr suffers its worst depreciation in history. The Supreme Islamic Council of the Somali regional state has confirmed that the cost of Hajj for 2025 has risen to 625,000 birr, up from 329,000 birr in 2024. The increase comes amid the birr's steepest devaluation in history, creating a financial burden that many in the region are struggling to bear. Hajj requires international travel, which means the expenses are calculated in US dollars, explained Mohammed Abdirahman, head of Hajj affairs for the Somali regional state, in an interview with the BBC. Last year, the cost was $5,772, equivalent to 329,000 birr. This year, while the dollar amount has decreased to $4,921, the sharp depreciation of the birr has pushed the cost to 622,014 birr. The figure is also higher than those cited in earlier reports for other regions of Ethiopia. The region's Supreme Islamic Council said it had no choice but to adjust the costs in line with exchange rate fluctuations. The spike in costs has caused frustration among residents, particularly as Hajj, a deeply spiritual obligation for Muslims, is seen as a once-in-a-lifetime duty. Abdirahman attributed the steep rise to the widening gap between the value of the birr and the dollar, noting that the economic disparity has created a perception of higher costs, even though Hajj expenses have technically declined in dollar terms. This year's situation is unprecedented, Abdirahman said. The depreciation of the birr has made what was already an expensive endeavor feel entirely out of reach for many. The financial strain is not unique to Ethiopia. Somali pilgrims have historically faced some of the highest Hajj costs in the region, often paying nearly 3 times more than neighboring countries. For example, while Somali pilgrims are charged $4,604 for the 2025 pilgrimage, packages in Kenya and Djibouti can be as low as $1,600. The Somali Ministry of Endowments and Islamic Affairs attributed this disparity to rising travel and accommodation expenses in Saudi Arabia, coupled with inflation and increased demand during the Hajj season. The Ethiopian government has yet to issue a statement on whether it plans to address the financial strain caused by the currency crisis. However, many are calling for urgent interventions to stabilize the economy and provide financial relief to those fulfilling religious obligations.